Alright, I'm putting this out there right away. I want no confusion. I'm recording this before Game 1 of the Battle of Alberta, so, hey, I'll explain why in a second, but could be that I'm uploading this the day after the Flames get blown out 8-1 by the Edmonton Oilers. Very possible. But the reason I'm still going to post this video this day after the Battle of Alberta is because I think that Game 1 does not dictate a series. You'll see so many fans, and I used to be one of them. After Game 1, they will proclaim the winner of the series, okay? And I thought so too before. Game 1 is so important. Whoever wins Game 1 is going to win the series. And that is so far from the truth. Like, yes, the Flames did win Game 1 against the Stars, but look at the Oilers. They lost Game 1 to the Kings, and they ended up winning that series. From a Calgary Flames perspective, I look back to 2019 against the Colorado Avalanche. In the first game of that 2019 series, the Flames won 4-0. I wanted them to win that Game 1 so bad, and they did it. After they did, I was flying high. Bam, they won the first game, so important they're going to win the rest of their series. What happened? They lost all 4 games after that series and were out in 5. That was the only game they won. So, look, Game 1 is not the be-all, end-all. So if the Oilers do come out and smack the Flames tonight, that does not mean that the series is over, okay? It is just the beginning, and I do think the Flames have a legit shot at winning the Stanley Cup and passing the second round. I'm not saying they're going to do it, I'm saying they have a good chance. Now, I want you to hear me out, because a lot of people are going to say, wow, well, it took you 7 games to take out the wild card place Dallas Stars. I mean, that's not great. That's not a good start to your little cup run. Look, the test, the experience that first round provided. I've seen so many Flames teams, when they faced a goalie like Jake Oettinger, it was never that level. It was never 63 shots in one game. But when they faced somebody where they were getting goalied, they folded. They quit. They went home. They didn't even try coming back and winning. But the fact that that's the goalie, the all-world goaltender performance they faced in round 1, and the toughness, the dirtiness, guys like Jamie Benn, who were just dirty in that series. It was a rough and tumble, tight-played series. I think that was such a good experience for them to really go down to the wire all the way to 7. I'm happy it went to 7. And yeah, so if they would have lost, I wouldn't have been happy. But the fact that they went to 7 and grinded it out and won and dominated that last game. I know it's a 3-2 overtime win, but that's not how it was played. It was dominated by the team in red. And they came out of it. They won. And now it's going to be a completely different test. You go from playing the tightest games of maybe the whole first round to now you got to shut down 2 of the biggest stars offensively that we've seen in decades. Okay? So that's why I think that the more tests that this team can go through, the better they're going to be for it. And then people are going to say, oh, whether it's Colorado or St. Louis, probably Colorado. Whether it's Colorado, St. Louis in the third round, that's going to be a whole different animal. The Colorado Avalanche are their cup favorites. That's going to be so tough. Well, see, they're all a different animal, okay? Edmonton is a completely different team. Yeah, Mike Smith could be good. He's not going to be Jake Oettinger. He's not going to be like that. And there was nothing comparable to McDavid and draisaitl, or even really evander Kane. Like, you got Jason Robertson and Pavelski, who had great seasons, and Rupe Hintz, but these are offensive superpowers here that you've got in Edmonton. So it's a whole different test. So this experience, you're learning how to play tight 1-0 games, and maybe you're learning how to win 5-4 offensive gun games, okay? This is what the playoffs are all about. You got to win in different ways. All that matters is you get the W. And there's so much stuff that's very important, especially come playoff time, to get wins that aren't necessarily talked about farther than just goals, shots on goal, and stuff like that. How do you adapt to a team that's beating you up, that's bullying you, that's really playing you rough and dirty, and the refs put the whistles away? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with a high puck possession team that has the puck all the time? How do you deal with tons of offensive zone time and trying to handle a big offensive push from another team? This is stuff that's so important to winning, and it's stuff that you need experience in. You need to know as a team, like, hey, we can handle this situation and we can win playing this way because we've done it before. And that's why teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Blackhawks and the Kings back in the day were so, and even the Penguins were so good because they had that experience. That's why people talk about experience. It's so valuable because if you know you can do it because you've done it before, you know how to handle it and you know how to win it, whereas a team who has less experience might not be able to come out with a win, okay? And look, it's not every time, but you will notice that the experienced teams, like Tampa's the biggest one right now, they're the ones generally who can come out of it, okay? And I know you've got exceptions like Pittsburgh who just lost to the Rangers, but this is just a general rule of thumb. Experience will help, and I do think the Flames can use that to their advantage, especially when you got a great goalie. I think, this is just my opinion, I think you need a great goalie to go on a Stanley Cup run, okay? You can't go on a Stanley Cup run with Louis Domingue between your pipes, okay? You need somebody, he might not need to be a superstar, all-star generally, but he needs to be extremely hot at the right time. Look at Mike Smith with the Phoenix Coyotes in 2012 when they went all the way to the third round, almost to the Cup final, okay? That's what you need. So if they have Jacob Markstrom being extremely hot, playing great, they've got their superstars coming to play like Gaudreau and Tkachuk, and some secondary scoring from guys like Toffoli, Mangiapane, Coleman, I think they got a shot here. I really, really do. Oh, Colorado. Oh, Tampa Bay. Trust me, give them a chance. You might be surprised.